Hello, my friends. Welcome to McFarland's Corner. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork guide, owner of McFarland Fishing, and your host of the Lake Fork Rundowns, which is what we're going to give you today. I'm going to catch you up. It is Thursday, the 11th. I want to catch you up on Fork. Missed a few of the Tuesday reports the last couple of weeks, and I hope you can understand that. It's been a feat, to say it at the least, to work 6 days a week as a fishing guide and come home and film Tuesdays and film Thursdays and film on Sundays. And it's all the gas that I got to do that. So sometimes if I'm not making that Tuesday report, it means two things. Number one, I am just exhausted, but moreover, most likely nothing changed from last week's report. And so you're not missing out on anything. I do my best to try and keep you as fresh and updated as possible right here in the Lake Fork free public rundown. There is a private rundown as well. The members only rundown, which is much more detailed, has other lakes, other guides, a lot more information in the private members part. But here publicly, free, again, I try and get you, at least one a week. That's what we're going to do right now. Looking back to Tuesday, from Monday to Tuesday, there was a big change, by the way. The hurricane came through Monday night. Monday, we were 402.97. We were right at full pool. And there was enough rain through the night. 403.15 was Tuesday, which is about an inch and a half, approximately. 0.25 is 3 inches. So it's actually a little more than an inch and a half. 0.25 being 3 inches. But that overnight raise did two things. Number one, we had the rise in the lake. Number two, we had a massive cool down from 88 to 80. Okay, we had a 6-7 degree cool down, and that changed everything. It really brought a lot of fish up, gone back into the shallow sticks, grass edges, things like that. But it also brought the bait up in the water column. So in the offshore situation, when the bait was down 15, 18 feet, now the bait was up at 5 feet on the surface. 5 feet over 50. Okay, scattered everywhere. It really made everything change. We immediately began dropping, though, from Wednesday, 403.12, and Thursday, 403.08. We're now stabilized again. I believe they've closed the gates. Monday, believe it or not, I think they were so concerned about the hurricane, and there was a threat of 3 to 5 inches of rain, that they actually Monday opened the gates up. And there was so much current down south near those areas that if you were on a point down south, like Little Caney, Big Caney, SRA, if you were down, you could literally see the current, and the current was pulling your bait. If you didn't have the right weight, you would literally have your bait drift in that current. That was Monday. So I don't know how many gates they opened to achieve that. I think they were worried. I think they were highly concerned that we were in for a pummeling, which we didn't get, not really. Very interesting enough, I'll actually tell you, I live in the north end on the west finger, and my ground barely got wet up here, just off Hog Lake. Barely got wet, and I know in Yantis they got 1 inch and 3/4. So been strange. But the clarity didn't change because it wasn't violent, it wasn't heavy rains. We're creeping our way back. Temperatures basically back to the 84, 88. We were 88 and 94. And so that change right there really has made this week tough fishing. It's okay, still a mix, a hodgepodge of things. Shallow, if you go shallow, you can catch them with wacky worms on the edges of grass. You might find an early morning frog bite because things have cooled, trended, and things did go back in a little bit. There's some random schooling fish popping up here and there. You can go out and live scope with a spoon or a small swim bait on a Demiki rig, whatnot, little shad on a Demiki rig. You can live scope. The best stuff still, though, is your football jigs, shaky heads, Carolina rigs, things like that on structure. Find the fish first with your sonar, your side scan, down scan imaging. Find a school of fish, set up accordingly, and throw on them. It's like I said, the last 2 days have been pretty tough here on Fork. Far as the bass go, now crappie fishing is still excellent. Jackie Wiggins is killing it on crappie. We'll catch you up on the crappie here in just a minute. I was trying to think of anything else I can give you on the bass fishing. you know, when this time of year we kind of roll up and down, and what I see, here's a tip for you, public tip. If it's slicked over, there's no wind, and you want to go to the timber, wood, and brush piles. Make sure you're fishing heavy cover. If there is good winds, there's a lot of water movement, whether it's north, south, east, or west, doesn't matter. There's good 10-mile-an-hour winds. You actually probably want to start working the shell beds in about 12 to 18 feet of water. I am talking about the mussel beds, the big mussels, not the little clams. Okay, I'm talking about the big mussels, the big mussel beds. There's no winds at all. Don't waste your time fishing those mussel beds. You're not going to catch anything. You might get a bite or two, but you're not. No winds, slick days, go to the wood, go to deep timber, deep brush piles, places where they can suspend in the tops of the trees. I did notice that the thermocline was kind of broke, but on its way back. And I'm guessing, you know, within the next couple more days of heat and everything, we should get back to normal. I was catching them really good last week and the week before in the shell beds with shaky heads, jigs, and basically creature baits. All right. Don't forget the big worms right now is the ticket. Texas rig worms is huge. And like I said, we're creeping back to get normal. But when do you remember it? In July, even 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain the first week of July. It looks like next week there's 2 days, potentially rain, 40% chances, which isn't much. But it's been a goofy year, hasn't it? Big shout out to the sponsors, Texas Insider Fishing Report. Love these guys, Captain Rick Murphy and Bree. Gabrielle, when she was 19, she was the Miss Florida. Dave Farrell, Dave Farrell's Corner, Dave Farrell's Bench. Dave Farrell's a huge ocean fisherman. Just following him on Facebook is a kick in the pants just to see his posts and what he's doing, what he's catching. I'm really pleased to be a part of Texas Insider Fishing Report. What a cool family to be with. J-Hod Chevrolet out of Sulphur Springs, J-Hod Chevrolet Oklahoma, J-Hod Chevrolet Arkansas. These guys right here, brand new vehicles. If you're looking for them, tell them McFarland sent you. Get up if you need to service your vehicle. Go up to J-Hod Chevrolet in Sulphur Springs and get a service. Again, tell them McFarland sent you. You'll find really quality service from those guys right there. We got so much to be grateful for. Even you guys and the subscribers, we're doing really well. We're well over 4,000 subscribers with a good following base. We have about 350 private members in our members-only channel, which is the Let's Talk Fishing. I can certainly love to invite you to come over there if you're interested in seeing more about our channel, about what we do, getting more detailed fishing reports, other lakes, Bodark Lake, Possum Kingdom, Lake Lavon, Hubbard, Palestine, OH Ivy, and so on. Subscribe to my members only channel. Look in the description below this video. Click on the link below. In that link, click on that link and just follow the procedure. It's pretty easy to become a members only. Before I say goodbye and give you a crappie report, I do want to address something and clarify something that, you know, Facebook and social media is it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's a tough thing to be a part of. It's where all businesses are these days. That's where the promotions are. But it has a lot of garbage that you got to filter through and realize that a lot of it's nonsense, a lot of it's not true, a lot of it's fabricated. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I want to bring up Lake Welsh. Okay, there is pictures and Facebook is blowing up that there's been a massive fish kill on Lake Welsh, and it's, oh my God, it's so sad and it's disgusting and it's unbelievable, and it's almost like the Facebook post and social media is almost like implying someone's guilty for doing something wrong. And so number one, I'm going to clarify, there's a fish kill on Lake Welsh every summer. It happens every summer. It's a power plant lake. It's flooded with vegetation. It's just too much. There's too many fish. There's too much stuff. And because of high heat, high temperature, yes, there is a kill off. It's a summer kill is what they would call it, but I'll just call it a summer kill versus a winter kill. Especially when you get low oxygen levels, which even though you have that much grass, you can have low oxygen. And then you get a rain, acid type rain, and you can have small lakes like that completely kill. This is not a complete kill. It is a very minimum amount of fish. In fact, in past years, it's been way more fish dead. Way more fish. A few years ago, there was 6 and 7 pound fish dead everywhere. So I'm trying to just clarify, number one, be careful with social media. about anything and everything you see these days. It's just so much BS and gossip. Secondly, when it comes to Lake Welsh, it's fine. Don't go there right now. It's not fishing well. It's pretty mucky. They're cleaning it up. They aren't leaving all the dead fish. They get the carcasses. They get as much as they can out so that it doesn't rot and contaminate and add more issues. Lake Welsh is fine. Don't believe the media that, oh my God, Lake Welsh is dead, and so on and so on. All right, let's go give you a little crappie report here from Jackie Wiggins and Lake Fork. Well, where is Jackie Wiggins? There he is. All right, Jackie's filling the tables every single day. I'm pretty impressed at the amount of fish he puts on the tables every single day. And Jackie says Lake Fork crappie is in a full swing summer pattern. They're seeing huge numbers of black crappie loading up at the bases of trees on main lake points and laydowns. They're also starting to see good numbers of white crappie on the brush piles and in deep specific trees, focusing on areas in 14 to 22 feet for most of the fish. The bite has been finicky. So when you're using the minnows, if you're missing a lot of fish, he said he's using a very small gold Aberdeen hook, like 6 to 8 pound test fluorocarbon line. But he's finding that if you're going through the minnows, it means they're not grabbing all of the minnow. They're only grabbing the tail. And you're losing minnows but not hooking up with the crappie. Go to that little small hand-tied jigs and natural colors, and you can do two things. You can trim a little bit of the tail and shorten that up if they're missing that. But you can also kind of swim it by them instead of just using it vertical. And that it gets them to chase it a little bit better, so they take it a little bit more aggressive, less finicky. But you also got to move around a lot. Keep moving. Again, he said he's seen the 14 to 22 foot main lake points and stuff, brush piles and trees and laydowns. For catfish, 14 to 28 feet around any timber. Find some schools of bait. And then chum with cattle cubes or sour mace. Just chum that hole, come back the next day, and you will literally, you'll clean up the catfish. It was amazing. So that is my public rundown. All right. Really, really, really appreciate you guys the following. Thanks for the interaction. If you hit the like button, it really goes a long ways. So if you enjoyed this, please just take the time to just hit the like button. Comment below, share anything you can. If you have any questions, please put that in the comments below. I'd love to do my best to answer those questions for you. If you want to book a trip with me, 602-826-1524. I do have some openings, and I'd love to show you some offshore techniques, whether it be sonar usage or how to find these guys right here. How to be sure you're fishing in the right shell bed on Lake Fork. Okay, thanks again. God bless, and I wish you all great fishing.